You have reached the voice mailbox of
The Beards and Sundries Market.
The voicemail box is currently
Empty.
To reach our loyal and devoted team members, please make sure to leave a message for a chance to hear your voice captured on the internet until the end of all time. Thank you,
Beardo.
and have the day you deserve.
Good evening. This is Beards and Sundries Podcast News, your one-stop news shop every Sunday, with your host, Jay. Another host, Anthony. And another host, Joe. We're your Beards and Sundries hosts and news anchors for Season 5 of Beards and Sundries.
Welcome back to the Beards and Sundries News Network.
Welcome back. We're live from the Schmolympics.
Schmolympics. Shmona. Schmangela. That's right, I'm getting word that it's time for another lunch break here at Beards and Sundries, the shop where three gay men with beards do inventory on a new sundry in each episode.
My name is Jay, and this just in, I give this podcast 6.9.
Nice. And now for the dismount, since you dumbed the mount.
Oh.
I'm Anthony, a gold medalist in the sport of podcast editing errors.
Oh, 10.0, 10.0.
Tunes across the board.
Oh, God, he's glorious.
I can't believe he uploaded the wrong file.
And I'm Joe, and like any proud American, it's always fun to judge a pro athlete from the comfort of your very own couch. And that means that today's sundry item is the Olympics. Beardos, it's that time again, and the Summer Olympic Games are being held in France this year. Now, there's already been some buzz about this year's ceremonies and other goings-on, so we thought it would be fun to weigh in on the surrounding complications with the celebration of athleticism, pride, and pure talent. After the break, we're going to talk about what we would like to see in the Olympics, and then for game time today, it's Jay's turn to defend his own current gold medal. But before we pommel some horses, how about this week's lack of a voicemail?
This hasn't happened in so long.
I know, it's been literal months.
Yeah.
Do we need to plug in the thing that we made for when there's no voicemail?
The phone number? Oh, the recording? Well, yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
I forgot what it says. We'll have to revisit it.
I was like, we could do whatever.
Aren't you supposed to sing something? Weren't you going to sing something, Jay?
Oh, I can. I can be... no, I don't think it'd be good. I don't want to make fun.
We're doing the Olympics, not Eurovision.
I was like, I don't want to make fun of Celine Dion because she was just perfect at that opening.
Sure, I guess.
And I can't. Oh, I definitely watched it afterwards. It's been all over my TikTok, and I've loved that. But
well, Jay, I'd say you would think a lot of people are great at the opening, but you're a top, so that's not the case.
Some people have a good opening. So I remember.
Man, call that a Last Supper.
It was Greek. It was Greek mythology.
Was that true?
Well, thank you, nobody, for that voicemail.
Yes, thank you for all your silence.
But do you think I could find the sixth ring in the sundries aisle?
Make sure to go real slow with that sixth ring, if you know what I mean.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
You passed the first five. I don't even know what the other three are. But
that flaming torch is a little much at first, but it'll get easier as you go. What? But if you guys are new to the show and you're wondering just what the hell a sundry is, the term comes from an Old English word meaning odds and ends. Now, today it's used mainly in retail as a way to group together items that don't typically have a group of their own. So, as three gay men with beards who would do great in unrhythmic gymnastics, we are using the term to group together the wide range of topics that we cover.
I would not do great in any version of gymnastics.
Honestly, while I know it's a meme and a joke,
I think we should absolutely have the average man just there performing alongside all of these pro athletes.
Oh,
We
for
should.
sure. Just some guy.
I was going to say, if you hadn't have said like alongside of like athletes, I was like, that's just TikTok, or people trying to do things, stupid videos on their phone, and then like seriously injuring themselves. I'm just like,
Yeah, that's true.
Except for maybe speed skating in the Winter Olympics, because then I feel like that person is going to get knocked over and then just cut to fucking ribbons.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Primrose Ebony.
I was like, that's the risk. And you know damn good and well that they're going to be behind everyone else, so they're not going to be sliced. They'll be fine.
speed skating goes in a little circle. Have you never watched speed skating?
Yeah, but
There,
surely they'll fall.
You might be behind them for a minute, but then you're going to be in front of them real fast.
there was a match. I want to say, I think it was an Australian. I'll have to look into this, but there was a speed skating match where the Australian won because everyone else fell right before the end.
That would be the only way I could win at an Olympic sport of any sort. Swimming, everyone suddenly drowned, and I'm like, yay!
And you still get second.
And it's just you there. Like everyone else is like swimming really hard, but it's you on like a black inner tube with little Mai Tai.
Oh,
With the water wings and the goggles.
I'm like half drunk in the pool, and I'm like, I won!
You're like Kyle's cousin, Kyle. Well, stop. I can't go so fast.
Yeah, well, fellas, everybody slow down. You're splashing too much of the water we're not supposed to splash.
I saw another thing today that made me laugh, and I think it was everybody in archery sent their best performer with like the glasses and all that stuff, and then the guy from Turkey they just sent, and he was like wearing nothing and still won silver.
He just like pulled out an arrow, not even a bow.
No,
Just let it go.
he was literally shooting, because I remember there was a gun in his hand, and he was just like, and I'm like, that sounds right.
You know, didn't we place dead last in shooting, by the way?
I'm pretty sure we did.
The Olympic athletes did, but
Oh. The other Americans. We sent the wrong ones.
Yeah, I was like, apparently we just need to send like, any Patriots, and they would do just fine.
God. I don't think any of those Patriots could shoot a fucking...
Now.
No.
well, before we go off on aiming and Republicans, let's steer the conversation over here a little bit. Let's talk about the Olympics themselves. I actually pulled up a list of old Olympic sports that have been since discontinued, and there are some pretty interesting ones on here. For example, ballooning, like hot air ballooning, used to be an Olympic event. Can you imagine how cool that would be?
I thought that was that thing that Jacob Wysocki was talking about on that episode of Game Changer, where people put like air pumps in their butts and like fill themselves up with air.
That's not an Olympic event. That's just an event.
That's just a kink.
Yeah.
Something.
That's something for Folsom Street Festival. But then I'm also thinking, imagine what the balloons would look like. Can you imagine the ads? Like NASCAR is bad enough. Imagine how many ads there'd be on those fucking balloons, and like digiscreens and like perform. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. So another one on here. Tug of war used to be an Olympic sport. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, that sounds hot.
He does.
I'd like to watch men's tug of war. The more mud, the better.
Rope, please.
The rope is either one of my legs. Oh, no, stop.
And Joe getting drawn and quartered by a bunch of hot guys.
They're like, up next is Italy and Australia. And I'm like, I'm here. Ready to be the rope.
Francis out with his shorty shorts
Yeah, and they run away. They're like, oh, no.
and a Mai Tai, and he's like, boys, go. And then they're just like yanking on his legs. He's like,
Mai Tai. Jay, I'm on my 15th sangria from the Serenity deck on the Carnival.
That's how you do it. That's how you become the rope. I'm imagining you right now, like straight up like split style in the air where they're like holding your legs and you're sitting there completely upright somehow. And then like, just like Coach Man, your balls just drop out of your shorty shorts.
you're just relaxed.
We all have our secrets.
You're just relaxing on Serenity deck of a Carnival ship, and they walk up one day, and they're just like, "Who's the drunkest one here? You. You're the rope at this year's Olympics."
And they just keep feeding you sangria. Don't let him come down.
Free sangrias until the performance.
You have to feel like you're just fine sitting down, but like you're not fine at all standing up. And that's the
We will carry you out.
Yeah, it has to be like nowhere in between. Like it has to be one of those moments where you're like, these aren't very like strong because I'm not feeling anything. And then you stand up and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, never mind. I'm incredibly drunk.
It does baffle me. Back to that cruise situation. I laugh how we go back to that so much. It does baffle me how we were able to sit there, have normal conversation and be like, this just isn't hitting that hard. And then stand up and be like,
I know. Those are good sangrias. Though.
Like, didn't fucking slur a word at all. Like,
no, not at all. Everything was fine, but then you stand up, you're like, hey.
There's one more discontinued sport I wanted to touch on because I read about it a couple days ago, actually, and it's called plunge for distance. So basically, it's the long jump for divers. You basically you dive into a pool, and you propel yourself as far as you can as possible without moving. So basically, you wouldn't be measured until you either came back up for air or at the 60-second mark, whichever came first. So you're not allowed, you can dive into the water like a pencil dive kind of, but horizontally. And then you're measured by how far you get without moving at all, which, I don't know, it sounds like it's interesting, but like all I can think of is like all the athletes coming from like Brigham Young because they're just essentially soaking. Literally and figuratively, like they've been practicing through college all 4 years. Well, probably 2 weeks. That's how long it took to find their wife. But they're just all so good at soaking because they've been doing it for so long.
Oh my God. All I'm imagining is myself getting up there after like all these athletes and like real, very in shape people have been diving like crazy. They're doing like the whole thing. They're getting out like 40 feet or whatever insanity. And it's just me up there, Red Bull Fluke Dog style, where I've got like styrofoam boots on and I'm like having to walk across the water so I don't actually have to go in yet. And then I dive like just like 1 foot after the longest jump after that. I'm like, yeah, get it.
Yay! Well, speaking of a couple of sports that I do enjoy watching, I was at work in the break room the other day and men's rugby was on TV.
Oh, bitch. It's rugby.
It was Australia and I want to say Serbia, and they were Serbian all right. Man,
Serbia.
They were serving up some happiness in that break room. That's all I can say.
I don't know. I feel like I've watched more Winter Olympics than I have Summer Olympics because the Summer Olympic sports are just kind of like mid. Like, aside from gymnastics, which, like, bitch.
Yeah, I like diving. I like to watch diving.
I feel like the most I ever watched the Olympics was when I was a kid and hanging out at Grandma's house because she always watched it. Beyond that, I don't get that interested. I don't get interested in the openings or anything. I don't care.
So, yeah, Winter Olympics, because, like, I like speed skating. It's fun to watch. I like curling. Also fun to watch. I like snowboarding. Fun to watch. Like, all of those things are pretty interesting to me. But I just can't think of very many summer games. Do they still do fencing?
They do. And actually, I read that the Egyptian female winner competed and won while she was 7 months pregnant.
Damn, I believe it.
I wish they'd build me a new fence in my backyard.
I was about to say, she's a real expert in getting poked.
Oh!
Because she's pregnant.
Hate you.
I know. I don't know. I like fencing until I learned the name of the fencing sword, which is an EP.
A what?
What? EP. Correct me if I'm pronouncing it wrong, Beardos, but it's EP, and it's spelled E-P-E-E. E-P.
I need a nap. I'm feeling EP.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm feeling E-P-D-P.
A meanie? GIF?
Hey, What's the name of the drag queen who won fencing? EP, I'm first.
Ew.
Oh, good lord.
Ew. And it was a Mimi I'm first joke.
Yeah, that was a 1-2 punch right in both nuts. Hands. Just one for you, Jay.
But I thought Mimi I'm first was. I thought Mimi I'm first participated in wrestling.
Yeah, drag is not a contact sport, but it should be
That's
an Olympic.
drag race.
That's for after the break, Beardos. Stay tuned. But so where I keep landing with it is I'm not really big on sports anyway. So when this rolls around every couple years for winter or summer or what have you, I'm just like, I hope they're having fun. I know they've worked their entire lives for this, and I know that it's important. But for me, I literally look around. Once I've looked away from the television screen, I look around, and everyone is doing exactly the same thing as they usually do. This does not affect anything. Like, I don't know, are there any kind of rewards that we get as a country besides the athletes winning things or winning a medal? Like, it doesn't really affect me or my life or my society or anything around me, so it's hard for me to care other than strict admiration and just observation. And I don't know if that's me being a downer. I struggle to find what the huge appeal is and why I'm missing it.
I feel like the Olympics, prior to our ability to be... It's social media. I'll say social media. Prior to social media, where we didn't see everybody online from all countries constantly, especially if you were a good performer or whatnot. I feel like prior to having that worldly constant exposure to the world, it would have been a lot more exciting. Because, yeah, I'm going to see some awesome performers from Japan, from Australia, stuff like that. But now, with social media, TikTok, all that stuff, we're seeing people from all over the world all the time doing some sort of like cool performance like this. So I guess it's just not as exciting.
I feel like the purpose behind the Olympics, and again, I have not researched any of this. All the things that I know about the Olympics are weirdly filed away from something I have learned in the past, if I even know anything about it. But I feel like the Olympics was supposed to engender a sense of global community in the world. And so it was designed to like give you a sense that you are participating in this thing amongst other countries, and so you get this like sort of fellowship going with other countries. And I feel like today that's not as it's like Jay said, we're connected, so we're constantly able to access people from other countries. But then the other part is like global community is such a hard thing to feel presently, because so much is going on and you get so much negative press about other countries. And so like, it's just hard to have any sort of event like this without some sort of negativity wrapped around it. Like between like Israel and Palestine right now, like it's very like that I've seen memes about as far as the Olympics are concerned. I'm just like, you know that these Olympic athletes from either country are not making decisions for their country. Like, I don't know. Anyways, I feel like we're in a space where that global community is hard to feel like we've achieved it.
Correct. And it's interesting that you bring those points up because it does make a lot of sense. It used to be all the countries coming together for this common goal for games to compete, lighthearted, just, you know, coming together. But now, and this might be from, you know, the previous administration and all the roots they planted, but there's all this patriotism for, you know, the United States. It's America, but, you know, not those other countries. They're not as good as we are, even though statistically they are almost better than us in every single way. But it's
not
just,
military spending.
I feel like there's this whole idea that the U.S. is number one and fuck every other country, and that makes it feel like the Olympics have been kind of overshadowed by all this hatred that the previous administration has spewed for the entire 4 years that they were in power, and it made everyone else who had those same ideas feel more empowered to voice their own opinion the same way. And I feel like it kind of just trickled down and became this kind of like weird rhetoric that we're now experiencing. And I don't know. 4 years of Biden didn't seem to reverse much of it, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, you kind of hit on a thing where we've opened a can of worms with alt-right people. So, like, now, like, Christian evangelicals, it's not even patriotism that is the issue. It's nationalism. So patriotism is one thing, but I think people who claim to be patriots who are actually nationalists don't understand the difference between the two. And patriotism is not about America first. It's about being proud of your country, but it's also about, like, being able to be critical of your country and make it better. Versus nationalism is, no matter what, my country can't do any wrong.
Yeah, unfortunately. Well, speaking of that, did you guys see Simone Biles do any of her routines, her gymnastics? She was fucking incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard she did great.
She was amazing.
I only watch what you put on TV or possibly Hannibal presently.
Well, and then there were some comments that came out, because the comment section is always a beacon of hope. But there were a couple comments apparently that stuck out that said that her hair looked like it was undone. I was like, first of all, do not ever comment on an African-American person's hair. Ever. Just don't do it. And number two, she was just been flying 85 times through the air and then landed on her feet securely and raised her arms above her head in a V formation. My hair wouldn't look good either. So,
50s. Women weren't beating things. End of sentence.
Yeah, that's true. It's actually true.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's just not as much of a big deal as it used to be. I don't think that it does. There's too much going on with our constant access to things for us to feel like the sense of global community you get from that. Because as soon as you hear something good, there's 100 bad things, whether it be related to the Olympics, whether it not be. And that's just is what it is, because that's how media works currently. They just want to barrage you with negativity.
It is interesting with the social media connection, everyone having their phones now, because I remember reading a feature about the beds, and then I saw an athlete do a video on the bed situation, the cardboard recyclable beds with the mattress topper on top. And then I saw another one, and then I saw another one, and then I probably saw, it was like my 8th one that I saw, that was an athlete from a different country taking us through their room and doing a room tour and showing us the beds. And I get it, it's exciting, yes, and I'm glad you made that for your own memories. And then you have to think, like, how many times has someone else seen this? And then it just becomes this constant cycle of, already seen it. And then, it's good that someone's showing this and having their memory. And it's where do I find that middle ground, Well,
and I feel bad that I don't have an interest in it when these people genuinely worked hard, and I'm very proud of them for making it to this level and working very hard. I'm sorry. I just am not interested in it. No sport really makes me go, I have to watch this. And there's some local sports that I'll watch a little closer because, I don't know, I feel a little more connected to them. But otherwise, I'm not that impressed with America, so I'm not impressed with how we do anywhere.
That's true. Yeah, and being jaded with your own, sense of patriotism also hurts, because I don't care to watch Americans go up there. Unless it's Michael Phelps smoking doing fat bong rips before he goes and beats the fuck out of people in every swimming competition, I don't want to watch it.
Hold on. Recommendation. We start a new Olympic sport called edging. What was that? What was that? Was that like high edging or something like that, where they're smoking weed and edging?
Oh, you're talking about
weed whackers.
Weed whackers. I was like, oh God, what was it? I can't remember the name of it.
What a touch of inspiration that hit me to talk about weed whacking.
I was going to say we could call it crank anchors, but it'd be a bunch of mechanics that are whacking off, but I think Comedy Central might sue us.
But that's hot, though. I love good mechanic porn. Anytime guys are fucking in a shop, I'm there. Literally, Beardos, if you've ever had sex in a shop environment, I was there.
The only work that we need done is on our cocks, so get to work.
Get to work.
It's the what at the end. What?
Well, speaking of making up our own events for the Olympics, I think that means it's time for us to go to break.
All right, let's go to a break, and after we get back, we'll talk about things we think should be Olympic sports.
Hey, listeners, are you ready to add some spice to your wardrobe? Check out HunkyTops.com, the queer, Latino-owned clothing site that brings you the hottest styles. And here's an exclusive deal just for you, listeners. Get 10% off your first order with the code SUNDRIES. That's right, 10% off when you use the code SUNDRIES at checkout. They do offer sizes above 3XL. Just hit the contact button and request a larger size, and they'll accommodate the best they can. So, what are you waiting for? Visit HunkyTops.com today. Explore their amazing styles and wear your pride with confidence. HunkyTops.com. Wear your pride, live your style. Remember, HunkyTops.com. Use code SUNDRIES for 10% off your first order. Order now!
You're listening to the Beards and Sundries podcast, the news source that's still rated 5 out of 6 balls.
Raw dogging.
Edging, apparently.
Just edging. Doesn't even have to be high.
But it's not like edging, it's just edging yards.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, our neighbor Dan is going to win every fucking year.
Well, I have a proposal from a couple episodes ago. Why don't we bring underwater pumpkin carving into the Olympics?
Bitch, I'd watch the fuck out of that.
Or extreme ironing.
Underwater fencing. That's what I'm
I'm in for that. That sounds
Yeah. Seriously, that would be so much fun to watch. People in fucking scuba suits, like, really slowly stabbing their swords through the water while crabs attack them slowly.
I think because like strength and sports aren't that impressive to anyone anymore with the way we're connected, maybe we should do much more creative challenges exactly like that. Underwater fencing, hot dog eating.
I want to see a dressmaking challenge. And they have to beat what's her name's record on RuPaul where she made that dress in 1 minute.
Oh yeah.
She just got up on that was her talent. I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
I can't remember which queen it was, but she sewed that dress in 1 minute, and she came out with she had the fabric turned inside out so that they couldn't see that it was shiny, and it was, bitch. I was like,
yeah,
that should be an Olympic sport.
It was some sort of talent show, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that episode.
Well, if everyone's already been so triggered by drag anyway, because it was something they didn't understand in the first place, why don't we bring drag into the Olympics?
I think
there's so many facets you can judge on. I mean, we've all seen the show, but
and it's just RuPaul, Carson Kressley, and Michelle Visage are the judges every time.
Yes,
not Ross Matthews. Fuck Ross Matthews.
What? He's a funny man.
It's what if you're really funny, you don't have to preface your introduction with funny man Ross Matthews.
No.
I don't introduce myself as jaded, cynical Anthony. You already know I'm jaded and cynical.
Yeah, that's true.
Writing my intro for next week.
But that would be fun. I'd love to watch drag queens have to compete at an Olympic level. Could you imagine what the Olympic level of drag is? Oh, I already know. It's Gottmik. Gottmik is the Olympic drag.
Right? I know. It's like imagine every season of All Stars, but just like everyone in the world that wants to compete.
Oh my God! And there's just a never-ending display of it because everyone's like, "I want to go."
They already do the country-themed outfits for all of the intro ceremonies, and they all have their matching team outfits for every sport. I'm just like, let's bring drag into it.
I mean, that is almost drag. That's tantamount to drag.
I don't know why, but this made me think of my post that I put on Threads earlier this week, and it was that little scene from It's a Wonderful Life where the girl's being held by her parents, and I wrote, every time a bell rings, every time a conservative gets angry, a drag queen gets its wings. Ah! And I'm like, and then slay, queen.
God.
I don't know why. That just reminded me of that and the Olympics just slaying away.
With like SLEIGH, like the Winter Olympics, on a sleigh.
Why am I so horny after hearing that?
There
The
is.
category is your version of Santa Claus realness.
I was like, there is nothing sexier than a sleigh.
Oh.
Every time I see a sleigh, I'm like, Daddy? Where's my daddy? Where's Christmas Daddy at?
Why is Piss Pig here?
He's holding the torch.
That's
And it's
Saint Nick,
flaming.
not Saint Nick.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Christmas episode makes a return. I love that episode. It was so much fun.
We have to do that again this year.
I loved writing those stories.
It was so fun. God, I don't know. I feel like now if you wanted to go with modern Olympic sports, like texting would be a great one. How fast can you text accurately? Because like words per minute typing, no. How fast can you type in your fucking phone?
It'd be much more current.
And you have to write like a critical message, like, help, Mom, I'm in serious need of... It's like this long message that it's like a...
Oh my God. I've got a great idea for an Olympic sport because you know how billionaires are always talking about if they lost all their money today, they can become like millionaires again, like real fucking fast or whatever it is. That should be an Olympic sport. We take all their fucking money away and we have whoever gets to be a billionaire again without any assistance whatsoever gets a gold medal. And I mean no assistance, no public assistance, nothing. You get shit. You can't talk to friends. That money that goes into your account has to come from you directly.
Nice.
I like that.
What I really want to do is that scene from The Boys where they're in Tech Knight's basement and they're trying to figure out how to like harm a sadist, and they start like wiring money from his accounts to like liberal
Oh my
liberal
God.
causes. And he's like, no.
Finally got him.
Yes, that would be hilarious. Just sit there with Jeff Bezos like, oh, I'm going to send this all to the Human Rights Campaign. Even though I may not have the physical endurance of an Olympic athlete, I have the emotional and mental endurance of a fucking Grecian god, the way I have to put up with living in America every day.
What would we get gold medals in? I would get a gold medal in macaroni and cheese consumption.
Getting angry at drivers in the left lane.
Ooh, maybe I'd get platinum in that one.
I'm like sitting there just standing up there angry, like, come on, fucking move, as they're putting like the gold medal over me.
You won't even get out of the car. I like throw it.
I'm like, that's my car, dude. I'm like, beep beep, I gotta go.
It's like
I'm trying to get soup.
the third and second place, and it's just you screeching out the road. Right into the fucking stand. You kill both of them. You're like, let's fucking go. I gotta get butternut squash.
That reminded me for some reason. Have you ever seen that video of that guy, I think up in Wisconsin or somewhere, that got so pissed off at all of the exits on the highway being blocked off for a parade that he didn't know about, that he just like went roaring around all of the cones?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then started driving through the parade, and the police are trying to pull him over, and he's just like screaming. Well, actually, when he hits the parade, you could tell he's like, I'm going to go through with this, but I really regret this.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking at that moment. He just kept going.
His rage hit, and he like flew through the crowd. He's screaming at construction workers. He's screaming at everyone, and then he roars past the barricade, and he's actually in the middle of a parade, and then you could kind of see him go from like, I'm really mad, but I fucked up. But he's like still going. Nothing's stopping him. Police are trying to stop him, and he's just roaring through.
I haven't seen this. I've never.
Oh my God. I catch it every time when it comes across my page, and I have to watch it because I'm like, listen, I get mad at drivers, but at least I have a little bit of sanity on my side.
A parade is where I would draw the line. My road rage is not that bad. I'm usually watching the parade, or maybe sometimes even in the parade. I don't drive through the parade because, let me tell you, there's a life hack where almost anywhere in the country, there's a different road you can take. Somewhere. There's just a different direction or way you can take instead.
I'm one of those people where, like, I could really feel, I understood his anger, because that's real fucking annoying when shit's going wrong and the day's going wrong and all that stuff. But no matter what, I'll suddenly have this moment where I, like, suck in breath and I'm like, there is a reason that everything is going this way. Something could happen to me if I'm on the right path. Like, I always have this thought, what if this is life changing direction so I don't smash into an accident up here or something like that? That is the perception I'll put on my brain to be like, you gotta calm down. And it works.
Are you getting the reverse Final Destination treatment?
Kind of.
Yeah.
I see a log truck and I'm like, get out of my way, I gotta get behind it.
I mean, as we've mentioned so many times, that's in today's America, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'll just actually cruise behind this log truck and hope.
Maybe someday.
How morbid are we?
Very. 5 out of 6 morbids.
You know, it'd be another good Olympic sport? Dog grooming. Because then I could watch dogs.
And I would always
haircuts.
Bring my dog, except I guess Reggie's short hair, so he doesn't need it, but he needs a bath, so.
Because countries could feature, like, dogs that originated in their country, Like, England could do corgi.
I was like, that's unfair, because then England has to do corgis, and that's fucking, grooming a corgi is nonsense.
Whoa.
Right.
Hold on. What if we do dog nail clipping?
Speed drills.
Wait, cats.
Oh my God. Cat bathing.
I love those videos where people have gotten those hammocks to put their cats and dogs in that hold them in the sky and their legs just dangle down and they're just hanging there.
Reggie hates his nails being clipped, and I'm very thankful that he loves to play fetch and he's so fucking insane with it that it actually keeps his nails pretty short. And I'm like, hey.
That's how Ricky is. He drags his front feet when he walks, so his front paws always stay pretty trim.
Yeah, and I'm like, perfect, because none of my other dogs had this, and I love not having to clip your nails. Although I can't wait to go to the vet, and they're like, you're clipping them too short, and I'm like, blame him, not me. That's him. That little shit. He doesn't know how to not gun it in 4-wheel drive.
You'd think, like, Finster, our other dog, would be a little bit like that because he goes 100 miles an hour, but old boy still has long nails.
Yeah, Reggie's, they're short. I checked them just today, actually, because I have a vet appointment next week. And I'm like, man, am I going to have them clip your nails? And I went, no. Can we also do a game like cat chasing? Because, like, when the cats, like, get crazy, they're hard to catch, and that would be a fun game.
It's like the human equivalent of greyhound racing, except
kind of
less structured, and that's even better.
Because Blanche, like, when you get her on a run, she is fast.
What if we did the puppy bowl, but, like, gay pups?
Bark, bark. Anthony, they couldn't even handle a fake Last Supper. You think they're going to go for that?
Oh my God.
Lord, I'm so tired of seeing that, too. I'm just like,
yeah, they won't let it die.
Christ.
Literally.
Just literally let the evangelical Christians scream into the void. But do you guys think it's time for a commercial?
I didn't place.
Yes.
And now, for a word from our sponsor, the Beards and Sundries Olympics.
The 2024 Beards and Sundries Olympics. Anthony's going for it. He's doing it, and he snaps the goal from Australia. He snaps the goal from Australia for one escaping point. The congrats, Anthony, supporting America. As you can see here, Joe is weed whacking, and he's lasted as long as 4 other candidates. Oh my God, what a double, triple whammy.
Triple whammy, 3 of them blue, and Joe still left. Joe's winning gold. Oh my God! Oh my God! The humanity, everyone's just roaring, and they're so excited that Joe finished it. Everywhere. Oh.
Looks like Jay is about to brace for the pole vaulting competition. Jay's been pole vaulting for 4 years now and been successful since losing a testicle to cancer. The disappointment here is he can't choose his own bottom. They supply the bottom here at the Olympics, and it looks like they picked a very tight twink. So this may be his toughest challenge yet. Last year, it was a Russian from... Oh, and he's about to mount. And he's running. And he's going. And it looks good. And he's in. He's in. That bottom is penetrated. He's in. That looks like a goal to me. I can't wait to see this guy happen. You can watch the Beards and Sundries Olympics on your local network in D.C., the National Dick Corporation. The Beards and Sundries Olympics, where your sexual kinks are now an Olympic sport. Hey guys, make sure you follow and subscribe to our podcast so you can receive a notification every Sunday when a new episode drops.
Well, I got the gold, fellas, and getting gaped.
And Jay brought home the gold in pole vault once again.
I placed silver in being daddy, which is the best medal in being daddy.
Who brought home the gold?
Me.
You don't get to bring home the gold. Silver is the top medal in being daddy because you're daddy.
No, it's not. You're just trying to make your second place sound good.
Stop gaslighting me.
Stop gaslighting yourself.
I can't. I won the gold medal in gaslighting myself.
You know what? I'm going to fucking see you next week on our episode of therapy.
Let's not bring it up because then I might actually have to face my real problems.
Find out next week if Anthony has to figure himself out.
The unfortunate part of therapy is that to heal, you have to learn who you really are, and a lot of times it's disappointing.
Yeah, it's not fun to find out who you are. Anyways, I did not win a medal at all in finding out who I am yet. So
I tragically know a little bit too much about myself. But do we have any beardo submitted sundries this week? Did anybody win the gold in contacting us? Like nobody placed in the leaving us a voicemail category?
I just think that everyone's arms were so tired from competing that they just couldn't pick up their phones.
And literally send a voice memo to 405-999-2242.
But I don't know what the phone number is. They never say it.
I think it's 405-999-2242. Anthony?
Oh my God, I just looked up this 10-digit random number generator and it says 405-999-2242. Wow, my brain fucking broke for a second.
I think you guys should try out the phone number 911 because if you don't leave a voicemail, you're going to need it.
Joe comes over and fences you.
Now I'm 7 months pregnant.
He's going to hit you with his EP.
Here I come with my EP.
As you're laying there, fading out, he's like, I just won gold. Anyways.
Here's the phone.
Oh, God. Okay. Our first one is from... Oh, shit. I haven't made one for Peter yet. I thought I did.
PETA.
PETA. You saying
I was forgetting one. Ooh, sorry, PETA. You're going to have one. I know I have one for you. PETA said, Hi, Beardos. I've decided to catch up on your old episodes. All fun stuff and still very entertaining to have on in the background while I'm supposed to be working. In quote, because sometimes I pay more attention to your show than actual work. which is the right way to do it.
Yeah.
Well, I finally got to the episode y'all mentioned, Chat, for the first time, which is episode 17. And let me tell you, when Jay made the revelation that he's been playing in these toxic piles right after Anthony mentioned how bad they were and the problems they caused, I gasped so loud. So, now those chat jokes make so much sense.
PETA, let me tell you, that was a revelation that shook the market.
We learned in real time what happened to Jay.
I should write a little book. What happened to Jay? And it's just me jumping around on chat piles.
No, wait. Okay, so as a writer, I think I have a title for this.
I'm ready.
Are you ready? You're going to have to title it A Chat with Jay.
Fuck off.
It's a great title.
I've got one. Or they could combine. I've got one. It could be, like Harold and the purple crayon? This is Jay and the infected crayon. Or the radiated crayon. I don't know. But it's still a chat with Jay Rowdy Bush.
I'm just a radium girl, and I'm, licking my infected crayon, and... Why am I so sick?
It's those mildly radioactive. It's that mildly radioactive glassware from the 60s. Did they
Fiestaware?
Yeah, Fiestaware.
Vintage Fiestaware, yeah.
The real stuff.
No, I'm talking about the stuff that was glass that had uranium in it. I think that glows. Yeah.
Okay. So Fiestaware also had, I think, uranium in it of some sort. But there's also a green,
I know what's
it.
Tonight, am I going to die?
Yep.
No, the new stuff's safe.
Apparently.
No, I am going to die, though. That's true.
It's like a green glass from the 40s, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
And you can check it with a blue light. That's how you can check if it's real. Yes, I know what you're talking. Black light. That's how you can check it's real. I know what you're talking about.
Okay, cool.
Because that sells pretty big at vintage stores, and a lot of people are faked by just what they think is real, and it's not.
It does, and that vintage mall in Minneapolis had some.
Cool.
No, I thought about it.
I tell myself, I'm like, I really want this, but I don't think I can afford any more.
I just don't want to pay for it because I'm never going to use it, and I know that it's just going to sit there on display, and I don't want to wash it by hand if I do use it.
Jay, did you just say you can't afford any more radiation?
I was like, I'll just stay away from the antique stuff that's dangerous.
Oh my God.
Anyways, not finished with PETA's email.
Thanks, PETA.
I said not finished.
Oh, I thought you said now I'm finished.
No, I said not
Go
finished.
ahead, whatever.
He said, loved this last episode. So much fun stuff going on. The sugardaddy.com tour was funny, and the artwork by Aaron was golden. And finally, in this week's game, when Jay realized he forgot to put a 0 in the first question so no one was able to get it right, I died laughing. Which,
so did we.
Watching back on that episode was so hilarious because I could feel my anger at how I'm like, you fucking checked everything and still fucked it up.
The best part was that it was number 1.
Yep, the very first one. Well, I wanted to go in strong, so I didn't. Anyways, also just wanted to say I got the shirt and hat from your store, and they looked so good and are really comfortable, and I can't wait for the frosted glass to come because it looks so cool. Love y'all.
Thank you, PETA.
Yeah, so far we got 2 orders for the frosted glass cups, and ironically, right when the orders were coming in, our vendor for that also was on vacation, so they're just now going out. It's ironic that everyone keeps going on vacation the moment I need them.
The timing of the Beards and Sundries Monthly is bad. Beardos, I hope that you guys know. I hope that the really hardened among you, understand that when we put our minds to something, we do it eventually.
I also need you to know we are not Amazon Prime.
Oh.
So if you want something in 2 days, I'm sorry.
We don't have that kind of capital backing us. You know what kind of capital we have backing us?
My credit
Cough
card.
drop
Yes.
wrapper.
Vicks VapoCool Cough Drop Wrapper.
And that was finally the end of the email from PETA.
Thank you, PETA.
Oh, thank you, PETA. So next we have...
Yeah, we need a manager to the phone for a brace check.
God, that chinging is so painful in my headphone.
And you made it go on for so long. Is your volume up really high or something?
Yeah, it is. And I can go back in probably and edit it to where that end I cut off a little.
So it doesn't matter.
Okay.
No, it's fine.
Anyways, so Bryce said, just a quickie for you guys. I know I could use a quickie right about now. Smirky face. Ooh. Number 1, per my last email, I hate autocorrect and always will. 2, yes, everyone should be going out and getting all of the voting information they can to be educated for the upcoming election. Do your part. Get out there and vote. Number 3, I wish you guys could have seen my face when I heard you play the sound for my email. I love y'all. Bryce.
Oh, thanks, Bride.
Thanks, Bryce.
And then I finally made an intro for Alex. We hadn't heard from him for a while, and we now have.
It's Alex.
How topical.
I know, it was perfect. Hey, Beardos. Hope you all haven't forgot about me, kissy face. I was watching this episode and paused to go get something. When I got back to the PC, I was greeted by this, and it was a picture of Joe's shirt last week with the penis little child's toy.
Yep.
Yes.
Which, Joe, before I go on to this email, I need to ask you where you got that shirt, because lots of people on TikTok asked.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. I got it from a gear shop in Minneapolis while I was up there with my choir. I think the company is... Hold, please.
Choirs go to gear shops now. It's very different. It's a different time.
Joe's a gearhead.
It has a double entendre. Wait, I'm sensing an entendre that is double?
Dildo?
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
It's a double
It's a
dildo.
dildo entendre. Dill double. The dill double entendre.
God, we're so mature.
It's from a company called Swish Embassy.
Oh, okay, in Minneapolis.
I think they're just a company that sells their products at the store that I was at.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So now all our listeners on TikTok, now you know. Alex continued saying, just reaching out to say that Joe wins the best shirt for this episode. Also, Jay, that car payment literally hurt me physically. LOL. Love you, boys. You're telling me. That was in my name, and I was like, I'm not going to make this car payment. If you can't fucking make it, I'm getting rid of the car because I don't want to pay that price.
I'd drive it around for that first maybe 2 months, and when the repo guy shows up, I just have the key and be like, here you go. Thank you.
2 months is great because now you don't have to, in Oklahoma at least, you don't have to get the tag for 2 months now. You have 60 days instead of 30 after buying a car.
Oh, they moved it to 60 now?
They did that, and now when you renew your tag, you can do 2-year renewal instead of 1.
Thank God. I'm going to do that next time.
Yep.
I think mine's due soon.
She was like, do you want a 2-year tag? Whenever I was tagging the Mustang, and I was like, what's that?
Because, well, it's a tag. It's good for 2 years.
I had to ask because I just feel like in Oklahoma, they'd be like, it's a 2-year tag, of course. So you pay for it, and then you're just paying the 2-year price for every 1 year because Oklahoma needs money. That's just...
Okay, yeah.
You understand why I asked.
Yes, now I understand.
I always feel like there's some stupid logic behind it I don't get. But anyways, that is all of the user content that I had for this week.
Well, thanks, everyone.
Does somebody have something to check out? Vote.org. you should go to vote.org again to double verify what you're checking out because it's election time. Guys, a lot happens sometimes, and it's hard to prepare every time perfectly. You know what? Go check out Celine Dion's intro to the Olympics.
Yeah, it's perfect.
You'll love it. It's gorgeous. She has stiff person syndrome, and it ruins her vocal cords. That's what it's called. It's a neurological issue from an autoimmune disorder. So, the fact that she was able to go up and sing this gorgeous is very difficult to do. Go check it out. It's so worth it.
Okay. I will check it out. Thank you.
There we go. It's gorgeous.
Thanks, Jay.
Well, then, do you guys think it is game time?
Yes.
I
yes,
sure do. Jay, I hope you're ready because this is a game that I'm calling Who's That Pokemon, Jay? All right, so this game has probably explained itself, but for everyone else playing along at home and those of you listening, Jay, we have found 10 Pokemon, and we are going to show you their picture, and you are going to have 3 guesses to guess the name of this Pokemon. No helping from me or Anthony, and we will see how many you can get right. Don't worry, they're not all difficult. You'll probably get a couple of them. So, let me know when you're ready for number 1.
I think I'm ready.
All right, so we're going to start off with an icebreaker. This one should be pretty simple for you. Jay, who's that Pokemon?
The Pokemon on the screen is Bulbasaur.
Oh, isn't this one like Bulbasaur or something?
That is correct. This is, in fact, Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur. Okay, because I always imagine
That's
a shape.
Yep, nope. You did it. Great job.
We'll ignore Bulbasaur and we'll take Bulbasaur. Very good. The very first Pokemon in the entire Pokédex, number 1, Bulbasaur. Very good.
Joe, look at me go.
All right. So, number 1. Jay, who's that Pokemon?
Oh, God.
The Pokemon on the screen is Clunk.
A Wheelazar.
That's it.
This is already so much better than I imagined. Okay, so no, your first guess of Wheelazar is incorrect.
Gearbus.
Close.
You're in the right wheelhouse. No, this is not Gearbus. Would you like to wager your third and final guess of who?
Let's do it. I'm gonna say Gearmonger. Yeah, it's gotta be it.
So no, sorry, Jay, that's 3 guesses wrong. Anthony, why don't you chime in? Who do you think this Pokemon is?
This Pokemon is called Clink.
Let's see. That is right. This is Clink. Sorry, Jay.
That's a terrible name.
So this is his first form, Jay. He evolves into another Pokemon called Clang, and then his final form is called Clink Clank. And he just adds, he gets bigger and adds more gears, basically.
More gears. More.
All right. Well, he should be keeping score, huh? Okay, so he got the icebreaker.
Jay, you get to guess all 3 before I even get to guess 1. So you have the upper hand here.
Oh, okay. I think the upper hand is that you know them more.
I do not. That's not true.
All right. So number 2, Jay, who is that Pokemon?
The Pokemon on the screen is Solosis.
I have just never seen this one or the last one in my entire life. Let's say Bubble. Yes.
Sorry, bubble is incorrect.
Not bubble.
Diamond nose.
Yeah, that's the one.
I think that's a mouth, but no, it is not diamond nose, unfortunately.
Butt face.
No, it's not butt face. Sorry. Anthony,
Well, then
who's this Pokemon?
My one guess, this Pokemon is called Solosis.
Oh, correct. This is, in fact, Solosis. So, Jay, this is another first form Pokemon. He begins as Solosis, and then his second form, as a psychic type, is called Duosion, and then his final form is called Reuniclus. Sorry if I butchered that.
I like that you retconned all of the labeling.
This is my podcast. And
That's true. And it's funny because I really like this Pokemon and I like his final form because I'm like a big psychic type trainer. I love psychic Pokemon.
All right, moving on to number 3. Jay, who's that Pokemon?
The Pokemon on the screen is Toucanon.
I like this one a lot.
I love this one.
Toucanus.
That is
So close.
dangerously close.
Really close.
Toucanee.
Again, you're it's the basketball going around the rim, Jay. Just sink it.
I feel like if I were you, Joe, I'd give this to him regardless.
We probably will end up giving this to you because you're very close.
Toucanar.
Every time I think you're about to get it.
That is so remarkably close that we're going to give this one to you, Jay. This Pokemon is called Toucanon.
Oh, that's clever.
Very.
It's a beak name because toucans beaks heat up and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so he's very accurate in his nature lore.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's a great bird type in general. He's also a final type, so he's super strong and great.
Just fucking awesome. I love
Yeah.
Toucanon.
It's just a really good way to work out.
It's just a really great way to change shape.
All right, Jay. Number 4. Who's that Pokemon?
The Pokemon on the screen is Snorlax.
Oh man, I recognize this one.
This is one of my mom's favorites.
Why do I not remember the name of this one at all? It is blanking on me.
You do this at night.
Oh, masturbatey.
Yes.
I knew that was happening next. I knew it.
I know it.
No, Jay, sorry. This is not masturbatey. I put up a picture of Sizor. Oh, God! This is masturbating. It's Mr. Mime. Oh, Jesus.
Snorlax.
That's right.
That's it. Yeah.
Snorlax. Very good.
I don't do that every night because I have a CPAP, but finally.
That was why I said that, because you have to have a CPAP.
I get it.
Technically, I don't snore. I just don't breathe.
Well, yeah, I snore and I don't breathe, so it's
I know.
it's a combo.
I love when people ask me if I snore because I have a CPAP. I'm like, no, I don't.
No,
If you-
I do.
If I don't
but I
use my
die.
CPAP, I won't snore. I'll just die.
I don't snore at night because I have a CPAP.
Anyways, no.
All right, moving on to the next Pokemon. Number 5, Jay. Who's that Pokemon?
Oh my god.
The Pokemon on the screen is Spinda.
Well, it kind of looks like my cute boyfriend.
This Pokemon is me finding my way back to the dance floor after my 7th vodka soda.
This Pokemon is me at Area 18 after I'd had several drinks, and I was walking up those little stairs onto the stage, and I tripped over the last one, And I somehow managed to not fall over, even though I ran at a 90-degree angle. So my whole top half of my body is completely down, even though my legs are straight up. And I'm holding my drink up, and I hit my head against the wall on the other side of the stage. And I didn't spill my drink.
On that note, I will name this one Pink Teeny.
Yes.
Pink Teeny is fun and cute, but no, this is not Pink Teeny.
It's Pink Tea. That's it.
All right.
It's Pink Teeny. It's me opening the fridge at 3 a.m, looking for something to eat.
Razzler.
Razzler is not correct, but still cute.
Cutesy.
Another good guess, but not cutesy. Anthony, who's this Pokemon?
This Pokemon's name is, in fact, Spinda.
That is
a cute name, though.
And fun fact about this Pokemon, each one has different color patterns. They are all unique.
Yeah, I love Spinda. Super cute. I never battle with them, but they're cute.
All right, Jay. Number 6. Who's that Pokemon?
The Pokemon on the screen is Alcremie.
Strawberry shortcake.
Close.
That's close, but
the
no.
version of this Pokemon that this one is.
No, I was like, it's an inspiration of her, that's for sure. Strawberry cream.
You're on the right track with cream, but no, this is no
So the
strawberry.
word is in there. You have, cream is part of the name.
Cream puff.
No, this is not what you get called at the grocery store. Anthony, who's this Pokemon?
This Pokemon is, in fact, Alcremie.
That is correct. This is Alcremie. Or the alternate pronunciation, all creamy, the way I feel after the party. Okay, moving on. Number 7. Jay, who's that Pokemon?
Oh.
Big hint, this is my favorite Pokemon of all time.
Oh, well, that helped me.
The Pokemon on the screen is Porygon.
Blockasaur.
Yeah, Blockasaur. That's it.
Incorrect.
Oh no, he has the doll out. I can't say the name of the doll.
Bird flu.
Ah, yes, perfect. Continue.
No, not bird flu.
Pink tweet. I don't know.
Pink tweet is not a correct answer. Anthony, who's this Pokemon?
This Pokemon is, in fact, Porygon.
Yes, very good. My little digital baby. Perfect in every way.
Sweet little baby. Pikachu.
All right.
You bastard.
That's
Porygon was framed.
All right. Number 8, Jay. Who's that Pokemon?
The Pokemon on the screen is Buzzwole.
Oh, man. Mosquitomus.
Close.
Wow, that's a really creative one, but no, it's not Mosquitomus.
Mosquitomar.
Cetus Mosquitomus. No, not Mosquitomar.
Going for a summer vacation to Mosquitomare.
A small hint, go with the sound mosquitoes make. That's the first syllable.
And look at his body. That's the second syllable.
Yeah, this was a weird one. The designers had a long
The name is so fucking spot on.
Yeah.
I feel like the wings should be more buff. They are veiny.
Oink.
Zybus. I don't know.
That's a creative guess, but Anthony, who is this interpretation of some wild sex dream of an employee at the Pokemon Company?
This is, in fact, the Ultra Beast, Buzzwole.
Buzzwole. Yeah. How's that for a name, Jay?
It's something.
Do you want that Pokemon on your team, Jay? Do you want that Pokemon to give you a hug?
No, I don't like mosquitoes.
They're really scraping the bottom of the barrel these days for inspiration. But speaking of that, Jay, number 9. Who's that Pokemon?
The Pokemon on the screen is Goldingo.
Oh my god. That looks like Gumby's cousin.
A hunka for a hunka. A fun fact for you, Jay. This is the 1,000th Pokemon registered to the Pokédex.
Oh. Okay. McNoodle.
Incorrect. Sorry.
I'm really shocked that was wrong.
So much about this is wrong.
Gold Bond.
Now you're on the right track. But no, not Gold Bond.
Goldilocks.
Creative interpretation, but no. Anthony, do you remember what this Pokemon's name is? It's very new.
Let's start with Gold, but I cannot remember the name for the life of me, actually.
Yeah, he's the evolved form.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. What the fuck is his name? I don't know. It starts with Gold, I think.
It does. This Pokemon's name is Golden Go.
My next one was Golden Stay,
So there's a mechanic in the Pokemon Violet and Scarlet games where when you're traveling around the open world, you can hear a little sound go off and you walk over and you collect the first form of this Pokemon. And I think you have to collect 1,000 of their coins, and then you can evolve that Pokemon into this Pokemon. So
It's something
it'll
like
work. Yeah. All right. Number 10, we'll go a little easier. We'll go back to something maybe you know a little better. Jay, number 10, who's this Pokemon?
that. The Pokemon on the screen is Alakazam.
Spoonster. I literally don't know.
It is not Spoonster.
Stop disrespecting this Pokemon. This is my favorite Pokemon.
That's right. This is Anthony's favorite Pokemon.
I don't know. Is he carrying spoons?
Yes, he is.
Oh,
Because
Spooner.
he's psychic.
Oh, that helped me nothing.
Well, it's definitely not Spooner either.
Fuck, I don't know. Mind game.
It's not Mind Game. Anthony, you want to chime in and let us know who this is?
This is my favorite Pokemon of all time, Alakazam.
That's right. Alakazam is very unique because in the first generation of games, he is the third in line of an evolutionary chain. It starts with a Pokemon called Abra. And Abra is very notorious because Abra has the power called Teleport, which means if you don't catch Abra very quickly, it will teleport away in battle and you'll never catch it. So a lot of times you have to put that Pokemon to sleep, then catch it. And then, to evolve Kadabra, the second Pokemon, into Alakazam, you have to trade that Pokemon with a friend physically to another Game Boy, and then trade it back. So it's this whole thing to get this Pokemon.
There's a lot going on with this Pokemon, but it's totally worth it because Alakazam is incredibly strong.
Yeah.
All right, Jay, you've been a very good sport. So we're going to give you one more chance at redemption here. It's a bonus question, and this bonus one is worth, let's see what you have. We'll say it's worth 1 1/2 points. How about that? Number 11, the bonus round. Who's this Pokemon, Jay?
The Pokemon on the screen is Fungus.
Oh, God. A mushroom?
He is a mushroom. It is, in fact, a mushroom
God.
Pokemon.
What would his name be? Frank did a mushroom. I think, could be wrong, this is Fungus?
Let's see. That's right! You got it! That is, in fact, Fungus!
Fungus.
Idiot!
It was a Fungus among us.
I was hoping you'd use like Charizards and things like that I actually did know.
I thought about putting Charizard in there, but I was like, no way, that's too easy. He'll get that.
I love
Yeah, that's all I
Charizard's
need.
one of my favorite Pokemon as well, but Alex is in.
And Ivysaur, and that's about all I know. Charmeleon? Yeah, because there's the...
Fun.
Yeah. Of course, Pikachu, but that one I knew was too easy.
All right, well, let's see. The final scores are me with 1, Anthony with 6, and Jay with 4 1/2, making Anthony this week's winner.
Almost felt like that game was rigged.
Oh, good for me.
Good for you.
Sorry, Jay, we don't get to use the Derek sound clip this week.
That's fine. I've already got my win, and I'm happy. I don't need to win it all the rest of this year.
Honestly, you got more than I thought you would.
Wow. Thanks for the high hopes.
It's Pokemon. Like, yeah, it would be like asking me about sports people.
I try to pay attention sometimes, so that way when Frank mentions anything, I at least vaguely know what he's talking about. I try, but it's hard to make. It's hard.
But as soon as he starts talking, the music comes back on. And it's the battle music, so it's like... But go call our hotline real quick at 405-999-2242.
And Beardos, it's time for us to flip on out of here, so we're hoping for 10s across the board. If you'd like to help us out, go and subscribe to our podcast so you can get updates every Sunday when a new episode releases. We also post frequent updates to all of our social media sites for any sundries that we add to the market.
And don't forget to rate us 5 stars and leave us all 10s across the board. Also, if just each one of you could tell a friend about the podcast, that would double our growth.
Do some Olympic sport over to our socials. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Threads. I've been hectic on Threads recently because we had a semi-viral post, so I'll take it. Also, email us at beardsandcenturies@gmail.com or visit our website, beardsandcenturies.com, and go buy some merch. Go check out the new glass mugs that we've put up. They're the Season 1 collector mugs, and I'll be working on additional season collectors mugs that you can get soon.
So, from the three of us, non-pro, non-athletes here at the Beards and Sundries Market, make sure to
Love yourself.
Because we already love you at an Olympic level.
You're rated 6.9.
Beard.
Bye.